Howdy folks, Frank KG6NLW here, and today we're diving down another rabbit hole. Stay tuned to find out what it is. So, if you haven't been living under a rock for the last few months, you'll know I built the Poseidon from Coffee and Ham Radios. It is their Rybakov style vertical radiating element radials, right? You know, nice and easy. The only downside to this, I wasn't very good with my soldering. So there was a big issue there. It came to a point where it was called Solderoids, trademarked. So today we're going to take care of that by figuring out the 927 series anti-static adjustable constant temp soldering iron station. This was sent to me from the boys over at Coffee and Ham Radios. Big GM, FEP Labs Radio, Chuck, KK6USY Ham Radio Adventures, Steve, temporarily offline, KM9G, and The Smokin' Ape, call sign yet to be determined. They all are yet to be released. Maybe. We'll see. They all got together and got this and sent it over to me for not only a review, but for my use, so that I can fix this bad boy. So, let's hop over to the big workbench and get into it. So, before we get started on the big tool here that you see right here, let me tell you a little bit about this. This is my Weller battery-powered soldering iron. It literally runs off of 3 AA batteries, which means it has a total of 4.5 watts or 4.5 volts, because they're the same thing, right? Well, that's what they say. This thing does not do as well of a job as one would think or hope. Now, I will say this, in a pinch, this Wellering soldering iron will do something in a pinch. It is not meant for long-term stuff. I've used it 4 times now, and, well, I'll insert some photos right here of what the job did with this on my Poseidon antenna. So, with that being said, let's get over and look at this a little bit. Now, coming up in a minute here, I'm going to have a 2x speed unboxing and me putting it together and doing the solder repair on the Poseidon. But since I had an issue with a couple of the clips, I thought I would go over things anyway in a separate form. There are 2 helping hands that you can quite easily clip things to in order to have a set of helping hands. As you can see, I have the winder clip there, so, you know, if I needed to, I could easily solder away. And they are, I didn't tighten them up all the way, but they are fully adjustable. You can take them almost anywhere you want to be able to reach with them. They can overlap, crisscross, the whole 9. You then have a magnifying glass, which I don't think will show up on camera too well here, but we can give it a try. Will give you a nice close-up view of your soldering job and what you're doing. it also has light. Let me move that a little bit so that you can see it better. You'll see it later in the video, of course, but it has lights that, yeah, there we go. It has lights that you can turn on and off. You have, now all this you have to put together the helping hands, the magnifying glass, and a couple other things, but you have 5 extra tips, from a chisel tip to 2 different flathead tips to 2 different sized point tips. Absolutely fantastic. You then have, under this gold lid, soldering tip cleaner with rosin flux. So absolutely fantastic there. You just dab, dab, dab to clean your soldering iron, and you're good to go. Over here on this side, you have a spool for your solder holder. So instead they must have used some really high temp solder here, because I had to bump this to quite a bit higher than what I wanted. See, even now it's not wanting to melt anything. Trust me, this thing works. It's the box, not the soldering iron. Alright, so now I brought you in a little bit here. Let's just clean that a little bit. You can see this bare copper wire here, right? Yeah, this bare copper wire has no solder to it. But when I go and apply solder, now it's all soldered up. Let's just clean that off a little, stretch that out so it's shinier. Clean the iron. I'm probably going to need a higher temp to desolder some of this here. Maybe not. Let's see. Stick that back in there. Let's see. Nope, not quite off yet. But this side of the PL250 or SO239 is definitely warm. So this is where those tweezers can come into play. I want to be able to pull this leg off. Ta-da! Proof of concept. This thing works. Alright folks, I hope you enjoyed this video with the test subjects that I did, including the unboxing and the sped up video. Again, I apologize that there's no audio for part of it, but this is an absolutely fantastic soldering station. I want to give a big shout out to the guys over at Coffee and Ham Radios, Jim, Ape, T.O., and Chuck for getting this to me so that I can test it out and review it. And I'm definitely going to be practicing and doing more because I don't solder that much. So now that I have this, maybe I'll do some more. If you guys have any comments, questions, or critiques, leave them in the comments below. I will also leave links to Coffee and Ham Radios to buy the Poseidon if you wish to buy it and build it yourself, because that's how it is. You buy a kit and you build it. It is an absolutely wonderful antenna. I have 2 of their antennas and I love both of them. I will also leave links for all of their channels below, including the Coffee and Ham Radios channel and the Frequency Frenzy channel, where we definitely need your subs. If you like playing FT8 and you like making it into a competition with your fellow hams, sub to Frequency Frenzy. You will love it. I will also leave a video right here that I think you will enjoy, and if you want to watch me live stream build this antenna, I will leave the video from Chuck and me building it live right here. You will love it. Until next time, 73 and pod on, y'all.